Hello, I'm here for another review on the Daily Movie Critics. I'm Aiden, and today I'm doing something a little bit different. Well, very different actually. It's very, very different. I'm reviewing a video game. Yes, Noire. It's by Rockstar, and I know it's a video game we're called the Daily Movie Critics. But there's some relevance here, okay? This is the first video game to ever be featured at a film festival, and I'll be tying it in with this movie, The Black Dahlia, because this video game, I'll get into it later, but you actually have something to do with the Black Dahlia in this game. So this game, developed by Team Bungie and distributed or published by Rockstar Games, the people behind The Warriors, Red Dead games, like Red Dead Revolver, Red Dead Redemption, the Grand Theft Auto series. So when I saw Rockstar had something to do with this game, I was all over it. I hadn't even heard of this game until probably 3 weeks before its release. It came out last Tuesday on the 17th. And I hadn't even heard of this game, and then I saw it at Blockbuster, I think. I'd never even heard of this game, but Rockstar, that little icon there, that's what got me. So I pre-ordered it, I got it, and I'm glad I did, because it is a very good game. So let me tell you what this game is about. You play a police officer in the 1940s. It's after the Second World War, and you start off as a beat cop, and then you get promoted to investigator, and you move throughout the police force, and then I think you even become another police officer or investigator. You become a completely different character later on in the game. I'm about halfway through the game, just about there, and on Xbox 360, it comes with 3 discs, even though I only have 1 disc in here, because my brother has disc 1, and I'm on disc 2. And PS3 only has 1 disc. Now, it doesn't mean it's better, because I've had someone say that to me, oh, it has 1 disc because PS3 is better. No, just Blu-ray discs have a higher capacity than CD discs, so chill out. And I do have both. I'm not biased or anything. This is actually the first game I bought for Xbox 360 since Dead Rising 2 came out in September 2010. Anyways, on with this. The graphics in this game are amazing. There are so many cutscenes in this game that it actually is very much like a movie. I was playing it and my mom actually saw it and she thought I was watching a movie. Throughout the game, as you're a police officer, you do crimes, you do investigations, you get to figure out the mysteries, you go around at the crime scenes and figure out the clues. You get to interview people, and during these interviews you get to decide whether they're telling the truth, whether they're lying, whether you doubt their answer. So it's a very interactive game. It's not as Grand Theft Auto-y as I was expecting. It's not as free-roamy. You can drive free-roamy, that's not even a word. You can drive around basically everywhere you want. Go into the main cases, you come across other street crimes that you do to earn more rank and get XP. So in many ways, it is like Grand Theft Auto. It's kind of like Grand Theft Auto mixed with the Saboteur. As far as gameplay goes, there's a few things that are just a little bit repetitive. Like you ask a lot of the same questions, and it's kind of tough too when you're asking questions. Especially because when you select lie, when you think they're lying, your character gets so goddamn aggressive towards the person you're interviewing. Even if they're just someone who saw something, and you think they're holding back information, you say lie, that he just like gets right up in their face and starts screaming at them. Like he gets so aggressive. It's kind of a bit over the top. But the gameplay too it's far too easy. There's a lot of chase scenes where you run after, or not scenes, but there's a lot of parts where you have to chase someone who's running from you. And all you do is hold down on the trigger and direct your guy, because he jumps over the fence, he opens the doors, he climbs up the ladders, jumps over walls. He does everything, and all you do is hold R. You don't have to interact with an A button or X button, whatever system you're on. You don't have to do anything except for control and hold down the trigger. So it's more so to do with the interviews. You have to think more about it. It's not really all about the action. But if you like a little bit of action, a little bit of strategy in your game, and you really like excessive fedora hat wearing, this is definitely a game for you. One of the crimes that you investigate is the Black Dahlia murder. Now, it's not exactly like this movie. I just recently watched this movie, so if you'd rather not play a video game, you'd rather watch a movie that is somewhat similar to this because you like the 40s, and it is a very interesting era. This is the movie for you because it is quite similar. I'm not really going to go too in-depth into this, but it's a couple detectives in the 1940s investigating a very somewhat gruesome murder, and that's about it. So check this movie out. If you're more into games, this is definitely a game for you. If you don't play video games, but maybe you're a sibling or someone in your household has a video game system, maybe get this game because it is quite interesting, because it's very good for the graphics are amazing in this game. They spent $100 million in this game. It's really just they filmed people and kind of turned it in. I don't even know what the process was they did, but when you see an actor, you'll know it's them because it looks exactly like them. The mouth moves exactly to the words, unlike some video games. And it's just, the graphics are just insane in this game. The title is Noire, and I love the way people who don't know French say Noire. It's Noire. I'm gonna go play Noire. Noire. Check both of these things out. Very good video game. A mediocre movie. I'd give this game probably 8 out of 10. And the movie, probably 6 out of 10. I found it kind of boring. I don't know why. But it took me like 4 different times to watch it. Because I watched like 20 minutes and like, this is kind of boring. And it took me quite a few times to actually get through the whole movie. And it took me like a week to actually get done the movie. But check it out nonetheless. It's very interesting. Don't forget about the contest we have going on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you can click the annotation that I will put up. We're giving away a Blu-ray player if we reach 2,000 subscribers by the end of June. So go check that out for all the details, and I'll see you next week.